The Rubik's Cube was invented in Hungary in 1974 by Erno Rubik and had its global release in 1980. Since then, it has taken the world by storm and over 400 million Rubik's Cubes have been sold. Now, the odds of solving a Rubik's Cube accidentally is 1 in 43 quintillion, which means it's not very likely. So you have to solve a Rubik's Cube by learning algorithms and applying those algorithms. My brother Don has not only learned all those algorithms, but learned how to use them to solve a Rubik's Cube very quickly. I'll let him introduce you to the world of speed cubing.
I started to Rubik's Cube in 2012 in about the 4th grade. On average, I can get to about 15 seconds. My fastest time is 10.8 seconds. Some of my favorite Rubik's Cubers are Felix Zemdegs. He's very well known. He's Australian, and he's one of the top in a bunch of events. I also like Max Park. He's a new cuber who has been recently getting really popular because he's super smooth at turning and he makes no mistakes. So he's really cool too.
Yes.
So my mom originally taught me how to solve a Rubik's Cube, but that was a very basic method, which wasn't very fast. So then I saw people online like Felix Zemdegs, and I was inspired because they could do it way faster. And so I figured out they were doing a different method, and so I learned that, and it was kind of addicting, so I kept doing it from there.
Here we have Don performing a solve on a 5x5 Rubik's Cube, which is much more difficult and time-consuming than on a standard 3x3 cube. It took him a little over 2 minutes, and I sped it up for you so you could see the whole process in action. He'll be solving a 5x5 cube in his upcoming competition, which I'll let him tell you some more about.
It's on April 17th or so, and it's in Salt Lake City, which is pretty close, relatively. I'm only going to do 2 events, so 3x3 and 5x5, because it's not that big of a competition. But the main reason I'm going is so I can have an official WCA, which stands for World Cubing Association, profile with an actual average. And so that'd be really cool. And then I can go to U.S. Nationals, which is the biggest competition in the U.S. every year. So hopefully I can make it to that. So the first step in solving a Rubik's Cube is to solve what is a cross. And so that, if you can see, is basically just 4 edge pieces connected to the centers. And then next you create what are called F2L pairs. And basically you just create a 2x1 block and insert it into the bottom layer to create a little block there. And so you just have to do that 4 times. And so there's just a certain number of ways the pieces can be arranged in order to do that. And so once you do that, you should have the first 2 layers done. That's why it's called F2L, first 2 layers. And then you just solve all the yellow pieces on the top layer, which is called OLL. And there's about 57, I think, ways that can be. Oh my goodness. And then all the yellow pieces are solved. And then there's just 21 ways the rest of the pieces can be, and that's called PLL. And then the cube's solved.
I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about Don and the world of speed cubing. Maybe it inspired you to pick up a Rubik's Cube yourself and get to learning some algorithms. If you manage to beat his 10-second record, though, you've got to come let me know.